For just over 30 years, Filmbase was a hub in the heart of the fair city of film for nurturing talent. Based in Temple Bar, Filmbase was, well, a base for Irish filmmakers, a members-led organisation that provided training, guidance and networking opportunities, access to equipment at affordable rates, and a space to screen films. For a long time, the organisation also published Film Ireland, the influential Irish film magazine. But 4 years ago, they closed their doors for good, and nothing has yet emerged to take their place. So, what happened to Filmbase? Filmbase was established in 1986 by Irish filmmakers including Trish McAdam, Mark Kilroy, Lelia Doolan, and Pat Murphy. Jane Gogan, later commissioning editor for drama and head of drama at RTE, was the organisation's first director. From the get-go, they occupied an important place in the Irish film landscape, giving filmmakers in Ireland early support to begin their careers and to develop their creative voices. Film and video equipment was made available to rent at low cost to members, and a variety of training courses for writers and directors were held there too. And it was badly needed. Just 1 year after Filmbase was set up, the Irish Film Board was disbanded by then Taoiseach Charlie Haughey. Infamously careful with other people's money, Haughey claimed that the Irish Film Board did not succeed in developing the industry on a commercial basis, and gave £1.8 million of taxpayers' money for making films which were not commercially viable. Places like Filmbase were a lifeline in those dark interim years before the IFB was re-established by Michael D. Higgins in 1993. And even as the local industry expanded, Filmbase was still invaluable for creatives in Ireland, whether they were engaged amateurs or those who went on to international success, like Oscar nominees Lenny Abrahamson and Nora Twomey. At the end of the 80s and the dark days before the Film Board was reinstated, it was really the only place which offered help and support to people who wanted to make films. In the years since, and with limited resources, Filmbase has largely lived up to its aims, supporting filmmakers, funding shorts, and providing practical film education. I certainly borrowed equipment and used spaces there in the early phases of my career, Abrahamson told the Irish Times in 2018. Speaking to Scanon.com the same year, Twomey cited the benefit of the courses available at Filmbase. A couple of years ago, when my kids were small, I felt I had lost some filmmaking confidence. I did an evening course in Filmbase, and it helped me get my mojo back. One of the supports Filmbase was set up to provide was distributing grants to filmmakers, such as the Real Art Scheme for documentaries. In 2018, though, a problem emerged. Filmmakers and screenwriters began to find Filmbase elusive when it came to receiving their promised funding. The organisation weren't replying to emails, much less following through on financial support, in some cases to productions that were already in progress. One director in this bind was Paul Dwan, who was awaiting €80,000 from Filmbase after securing Real Art funding from them in December 2017. Left in limbo, having already put some of his own money into his project, Dwan contacted the Arts Council. Concerned about the state of Filmbase's finances, the council began to investigate that March. What they found was not good. In a statement that month, the council said, "We saw immediately a detailed account from the company on a number of matters and gave the company until Thursday, 8th March at 5 p.m. to respond. A satisfactory response was not received. We appointed independent auditors to investigate the matter on Friday, 9th March. Under the terms and conditions of Arts Council funding, the organisation must comply with the auditors. Our auditors went on site on Monday, 12th March. The board of Filmbase informed us the following morning, Tuesday 13th, that it intended to go into liquidation. On Wednesday 14th, the board informed us that the staff had been laid off and that the company had ceased trading, pending liquidation. The Arts Council had awarded €250,000 in annual funding to Filmbase in 2017, but when it did not receive an up-to-date set of audited accounts that year, it placed a stop on the funding. This meant Filmbase was not able to draw down the final 10% of that year's funds, and were never able to draw down any of the €125,000 it was offered for 2018. Without up-to-date accounts, Filmbase couldn't receive their funding, and without that funding, they weren't in a position to keep operating. On 15th March 2018, Filmbase published a statement on their website, confirming the closure. Filmbase has been fighting for many years against difficult financial circumstances, and as a not-for-profit organisation, that fight has always been a tough and challenging one. Debts which had been accumulated at the organisation had reached a point where it was unrealistic for Filmbase to continue operations. Thanking their many contributors and supporters over the years, the organisation announced that it was moving into voluntary liquidation. And that was that. We don't know if the Arts Council could have intervened sooner, or what Filmbase could have done to stave off their debts. What we do know is that in the 4 years since their closure, nothing comparable has emerged to replace them. Their signage is still up in the dusty, underused offices on Curved Street in Temple Bar. There are bursaries and support networks, and you can get your hands on equipment if you know where to look. But Filmbase provided potential for people from working class and minority backgrounds to break into the industry. Burning through decades of good work and not helping any phoenix emerge from those ashes, as of 2022, remains a missed opportunity. If you liked this video, like this video. Subscribe for more from us, or maybe buy us a coffee via the link in the description below. For news, reviews, and more on what's on in the fair city of film, visit filmindublin.ie.